What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you, beautiful people. This is episode 38. No comment. There you go. There you go. Recorded on July 13th, 2025. You get posted on podcast services on Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. The usual spots: Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and YouTube. If you are listening to us on an audio-only version, please feel free to check us out on YouTube. You can see full episodes there or just segments. We try to snip out some interesting stuff. However you choose to consume us, thank you very much for your patronage. We really appreciate it. On this episode, we're going to yammer for a few minutes. We're going to talk about some box office, which, happy to say, a very strong weekend. We're going to talk about a movie recommendation brought to you by the best beard in the room, Roger Stillion. Then we're going to talk about Superman in all of its various forms over the years. And then Superman 2025, the newest installment from James Gunn, restarting the DCEU, with some other stuff still kind of included that was there before, but mainly restarting the DCEU. I'm one of your hosts, Grayson Maxwell. Joining me as I do every week are my lovely co-hosts, Roger Stillion and Chris Boughan. Gentlemen, how are we this week?
Hot.
Yeah. we are that.
Hot.
I can imagine it's hot as hell over there, man, isn't it? I saw weather advisory come up on my phone. I'm still getting weather advisories from Pittsburgh for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Say it's hot.
The unbearable humidity warning we got.
The unbearable.
I mean, that was the thing.
Yeah,
That's the thing. It says unbearable. It's fucking gross. I hate it.
What about you, Grayson? How's life in California?
California, it's okay. It's all right. It's not as hot as it is back home, but the sun, I feel, is more brutal here for some reason. I'm getting a lot of color and like going outside, and like I don't. Sometimes I get a little more than I want, but like for instance, my neck got burned real bad the other day, and like it was really painful for a few days.
They make products that help with that.
I'm aware. Thank you.
Okay.
I put sunscreen on when I go out. Like I put some stuff on. It just
clearly not on the back of your neck though.
Well, I like to take advantage of the pool I have available to me, so I like to take advantage of that. Sometimes I'm out there for a little too long, but other than that's good. Another week down at work, working on a new movie. Been watching movies like crazy. I watched so much this week, guys. I watched, good Lord, I watched all of Pacific, all of Band of Brothers, like 5 or 6 other movies. I wrote down.
Did you watch Masters of Air?
No, I didn't. I don't particularly like Masters of Air, so I'm okay.
I think it's better than Pacific. Just saying.
Okay, well, fair. I don't remember it a lot. Maybe I'll check that out again. But I watched Superman twice. I saw it in 3D the first time, which I did not love. Yeah, I didn't. I don't like that. And I saw it in IMAX.
It wasn't even offered in 3D for us, was it?
Was.
Oh, was it?
It was.
I didn't.
It looked cool. Just what it does to my eyes, I just can't deal with that anymore.
That's one technology I can't wait to fully die out.
I'm done with 3D.
I think I mean, listen, it needs to. It serves no actual purpose.
I don't think it ever will either because it's so cheap to just make a movie stereoscopic now. Like they don't. It's honest to God, just a click of a button.
It costs them nothing, and there's like a $3 upcharge.
It costs them nothing and makes them more money.
I used to really enjoy the 3D, but I thought it added kind of a dimension to the another way to enjoy movies. But I can't with what it does to my ocular system.
It adds a new sensation. You're right. Enjoy your movie with a headache.
Oh yeah, I mean, for me, I have to wear prescription lenses all the time.
Yeah.
So that means I have to stack glasses in front of them, which is never
super fun,
comfortable.
Right?
Yeah, it's damn it.
My kids have been to a couple 3D movies. They've never asked to go to one in 3D. You know what I mean? So it's
Well, do they enjoy them when they go?
I mean, they like movies, but the last one we went to was Little Mermaid, and getting my 7-year-old, who was then 6, to keep the glasses on, understand she needed to have them on, she was not down for that. She didn't like it. So
understandable. I also watched all the pirate films.
Did you watch any Superman movies? Hold on. Did you watch any Superman movies?
I did. I watched the original Reeves film. I watched Man of Steel again. I have a lot of before I'm heading to where I am. I have my workstation is literally right in front of my 70-inch television. So I'm enjoying.
Yeah, it's like they have that much time.
I'm working. It's not like I'm not working. I'm listening.
I mean, it sounds like you're not working from what you just described to me.
I also
look, I work from home too, man. I get it. So, like sometimes I got time to do stuff.
I
not 10 movies a week though. It's the same.
I have stuff on in the background that I really enjoy, and like I just like I kind of like listening. And I'll go to the net like if you like this, yeah, watch this, and I'll just go down the rabbit hole for like, and hit my camera. And what Hulu will do is like it'll how you keep choosing like if you like this, you'll like this too. Like if you keep, but it'll keep like a running. So if you keep hitting back on the remote, it'll keep going back to the one you like. It'll keep going back all the way. So one day I watched like 7 movies, and it was just like, wow, damn, what a waste of time that was. But it was very enjoyable.
Did you watch anything good?
No, I watched a bunch of like Georgia Rule.
You know, Palm Springs is on Hulu.
It is.
Watch that.
It is, but like I started with Made in Manhattan with Jennifer Lopez. I don't know. It's like one of my like kind of guilty pleasures. I really like that. I like the music and like.
Can I turn his mic off?
Yeah, I think you
can.
My
goodness gracious! There was something else. Oh, I watched Roger. I watched all of season 4 of The Bear.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, all right,
excellent.
Boy,
how was your anxiety after like episode 3?
I can't like. Fuck, man, that find a new way every season to make that just gripping television. I love it. It's so good. The good thing about The Bear though is there's 10 episodes and they're all around 30ish. One's longer.
Well,
the wedding episode
there was the episode. The wedding episode is like I believe the longest episode that they've done. It was like 100 or like an hour and 4 minutes or whatever. And I fucking loved that episode. It was great.
Yeah, it's a great episode, but they really know what they're doing there, and like they really, I mean, Jeremy Allen White is just so good, but so is everyone in that.
Well,
everyone in that cast is amazing.
Without going down the rabbit hole of The Bear real quick, I would say that Jeremy Allen White, well, he is amazing, and the show is amazing. He's about the 3rd best character now. Like there are other characters I care about way more than Carmen. Like for real, Carmi. Yeah. Like, look, let me just learn about Richie all day, every day.
I think there's a reason we haven't is because they're
also Jeff Feck. Let me teach me about Feck.
The facts.
The facts.
They're
love them.
Yeah, and we got the mom finally got a redemption episode, which the Jamie Lee Curtis she sorely needed because that character was as unlikable as any ever existed.
Yep.
So I really, man, I couldn't stop. I just kept going and going. And
I do also love that the cameos they have every year of a fat cousin is always somebody super famous.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like last year it was John Cena, and
that's
and
right.
This year,
it was.
And this year, it was Brie Larson. Like they're bringing like real talent into that. It's just
they somehow weave it into the story that
and it just like it doesn't feel out of place. Besides, like, well, shit, there's that person. It's. Look at that! Why is she here?
Just incredible, man! Just incredible. That's Chris. Are you caught up on The Bear, or you still have one more season to go?
I've watched 0 episodes of The Bear.
Oh my goodness, man! The Bear is up there with Ted Lasso, with me, with Schitt's Creek,
when you get
some of the best television.
I will tell you straight up, and there are things that I will stand for and try to make sure that I get everybody to see. Ted Lasso was one of them.
Yeah,
I did finally break you down.
Yep.
You like that. If you really want to dig into The Bear, make sure that you are ready, and I mean this seriously, to have your anxiety fucking flare up while you're watching television because it's. I don't know what it is about that show, but it just fucking hits you and just like, fuck.
Oh, all right.
Like, I mean, we've all had a panic attack at this point in our lives, I'm assuming. So, like, imagine like that.
It combines.
Imagine Panic Attack, the show.
It combines incredible anxiety with incredible loss and grief. Because they're dealing with Carmi's dealing with the brother who just shot him.
Yeah, everything revolves around Michael, who was the original owner of this restaurant, and committed suicide. And this whole family was already shitty anyway, and it just sort of broke them. And but like how it's all come back together has been a truly well-written story. Too, by the way.
Gather the kids around for a good quality season of The Bear.
Sounds like it.
The kids around. No, that's a hell of a show, man. I don't know how that's not like just the best thing on Hulu.
Well, I mean, it is like the best thing on Hulu, and it gets all kinds of Emmy nominations, so it is critically acclaimed as well. So everybody should watch that. Just be wary. It is very R-rated. Like it is as much an HBO show as it is anything else, except it's on Hulu, I guess.
But you could knock those are so short. You could knock 2 out a night. Like that's only. I mean, that's they're 30 minutes apiece. I mean, you could really knock some of those out pretty quick. But
I mean, there was one during like episode or like season 2 or whatever. It's one that's like 24 minutes or something. It's just bang.
Yes, indeed. But all right, guys, what else?
I'm also completely caught up on The Bear too. So
nice. Nice. Nothing much else for me this week. We got we got a movie to talk about. So I think we're ready to move in.
Yeah, I'm actually quite excited. Let's do it though, guys. Let's talk about some box office.
Some BO. Let's do it.
I like to say that this is one of the few times I'm actually kind of right. I like to gloat for a minute, but let's talk about the box office. Number 1, Superman, 122 million domestic. That's a good number for what could have been the other side of the spectrum. For 217 million. Very good opening for DC.
Good.
Needed this. The fandom needed this. The budding franchise that's coming needed it. That's a win. Very, very happy for them.
Good for them.
Jurassic World Rebirth, 40 million with a 529 worldwide take. So that's still making a bit of money.
People love mediocre dinosaur stories.
Yep,
mediocre is being kind. Oh my goodness. F1 the movie. F1 the movie, 13 million for a worldwide of 393. That's also still international is kicking ass, man. People love
F1 still fucking rules. Go see it.
Yeah,
imagine being F1 and working so hard on your movie and then watching Jurassic World, whatever the fuck it is, just
destroy it,
soar on past it with no issue whatsoever.
Be such an awful, terrible.
Yeah.
Number 4, How to Train Your Dragon.
Very happy with it.
7.8 million for a 560 worldwide. I'm sure they're still happy with that one as well. And Elio, 3.9 million for 117.
The forgotten Pixar.
Womp womp.
Yeah, womp womp indeed. 6 through 10. 28 years later, Lilo and Stitch. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is number 8. That's got a worldwide of 584.
That's still charting.
Yeah, 584. It could hit 600. I mean, 2 more good weeks. Number 9, Megan 2.0, which, man, what a disappointment that is.
Yeah. Did you ever watch it?
I did watch it.
How was it?
It's a little different than the first one. They added some elements. It's not as enjoyable, but maybe that's because the shine's off of it. I wonder when I was watching, it's not as enjoyable, but I think because that premise is good for one movie and then it's done. Because that's kind of the premise you watch, your friends, oh, you want to go watch this badass, robot chick, hunt people down. But then you're hey, you want to go watch a sequel? No, not really. I understand that much of it.
Okay.
So that's just 36 after 2 weeks of worldwide. That's not great. I think it's safe to say that's dead in the water. And then Materialist, number 10, doing some good. That's at a 49 million. That's at a 50 million box office, the Materialist. So that's still making some good money. Good for them.
Sure.
Any comments about the box office, gentlemen?
Nope, no real surprises. Happy for Superman though. Wasn't proud of it.
Superman could have opened up with less money, so good for it for hitting 122 out the gate.
Yeah,
we're used to seeing a lot of opening weekends for good to decent movies being 50, 60 million, so
30, 40 sometimes. Good.
Yeah. So 122 is a strong opener for what they needed. Good for them.
All right, this week's
might continue to roll for next week too, because unfortunately, there's a movie coming out that's not going to be financially successful.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there's not any new competition coming in and that's really going to push it or Jurassic Park down too much.
At least,
honestly,
look, I don't know. I know he did last summer. Could do something. I just don't think it's going to be monster numbers, but it could make it could surprise us and do a 50 million. 60 million worldwide weekend next weekend.
Domestically, if it clears $19 million,
I'll be surprised if it.
I'll buy you Wendy's.
I'll be surprised if it's 25 million or more. Yeah.
Well, so I worked on
19, so if it hits 20, we can call it.
Okay, I worked on one reshoot, and there was a reshoot after this. So I think, maybe Sony thought they had something with it that they had to do all that. So we'll see. I don't really know.
Okay.
But
well, listen. That's the
way to spin a reshoot as a possible positive. The first time on
this
show.
Hold on, though. Sometimes it is.
Yeah.
The third reshoot, though, it's a little tougher to spin.
I agree. All right, Roger, hit us with a movie recommendation. It is your week.
So this is easy, and I'm not going Superman style, which I know wouldn't make sense to do that. I am staying in DC, though. Okay. I'm going with the 2022 Robert Pattinson Batman.
Okay, all right.
Which I think is a very fine Batman movie. I think Robert Pattinson, which a lot of people question, how's he going to do Batman, Bruce Wayne? I think he did a pretty good job. And the cast that's around him in that movie, he's got good villains. He's got a good Alfred, and Andy Serkis.
Yep.
He's got a good Catwoman and Zoe Kravitz.
fantastic Catwoman.
Yeah,
Zoe Kravitz,
like
actually.
I think that movie's really, really good.
Yeah.
It's long, it's drawn out, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like we don't get the story of like, hey, we didn't have to see the Waynes get murdered again.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like it's good. We're starting to move past that in certain elements of things, and like we get a young version of Batman, like a year or so into the job, still learning the ropes and figuring stuff out. Really get wrapped up into his first real big thing, and it plays out really, really well. And it's got a whole bunch of webs that come out, and the story
like
is
Spider-Man.
Yeah, so like Spider-Man, like he morphs into Spider-Man halfway through the film.
Oh my goodness!
But no, like I think it's a really good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good one to watch. If you haven't seen it again recently, I would recommend that everybody sits down and watches it straight through. Like even like the old timey tech, which is kind of like new tech for them.
Yeah.
How it blends in is really cool, which is very Batman comics feel at some points. So
yeah,
I dig it.
Solid movie. Not the movie I would have picked for this week. If you're thinking about strength in the bracket battle, which we recently had an episode of that everyone should check out,
in this one because like it's going to hold its own. I'm telling you right now.
I mean, I think I would have went Wonder Woman, but personally, for strength in the
1984.
Yes,
that one. Specifically, that one. Yeah,
that's my favorite one. Honestly, it's really good.
That's the plucky 95 Mortal Kombat entry.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
No, I mean, listen, Wonder Woman's a good movie. But like personally, I think having the Batman movie and giving it some its due, like I love.
No,
I think it's a very good film.
No,
and like I said, I would encourage you though, if anybody is listening that hasn't seen that or hasn't seen it in a while, to sit down and give it a fresh watch. If you haven't seen it though, like you're going to be surprised about how well Pattinson does, and we continue to learn more about him as an actor. That Twilight is by far the worst stuff he's ever going to do, and that's okay.
Yeah. Agreed.
Good for him. He made a bunch of money as a younger man.
Yeah.
So congrats, bud.
Yeah, he made a few.
And also now, like
Twilight,
he's one of Nolan's boys. So
not a bad place to be. Right now.
Not a bad place to be.
Falling up. It's my current career.
Well, what about you, Grayson? You like that movie?
Which one? Sorry.
The Pattinson Batman.
Oh yes, sorry. I got Twilight stuck in the head. Yes.
Do you like
Twilight?
I mean, they're fun for what they are. They're good comic book. Or
the first one's fine.
Popcorn movies. Yeah.
My whole family used to make an event of going to see them. I still to this day have never seen a Twilight film. So
really,
what really pissed me off?
I'm not trying to like sidetrack discussion here, but I am completely surprised that you've never seen
never seen a single Twilight film.
Wow. Congrats to you.
Thanks, man. I'd like to keep my palate cleansed of that.
I have a question for you.
Because they were such a big deal. I'm just so surprised.
Hold on. So your wife and you watched Kick-Ass. Yes. That was like 2010. There were 3 Twilight movies, 2010 or later, and you were obviously dating your wife at the time. How'd you dodge those?
We just didn't go.
Or she went with somebody else.
She went with to like the later, like I think maybe the second and on with other people. My family made events of going to those, like my mom and uncles and aunts and stuff, cousins and like all that. Like they all went and saw this, and I was not a part of that. So.
Nice.
Yeah, good times.
I did have the pleasure of seeing one of the Twilight movies on opening weekend.
Oh yeah,
on like a Saturday afternoon opening weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I
at a theater I used to work at too, by the way.
Yeah.
One thing that really pissed me off was, and Roger's actually the one that had to stop me from going outside the building, is we had the big New Moon banner hanging up, right? Remember, if you walk in Marquee right to the left, it was in that big open space where you walked, and then you walk left or right to the hallway. Mm-hmm. And the guy, I saw him in the concession stealing, like he was cutting it down, and like I saw his truck pulled up. And I was like, wait a minute, he just pulled his truck up, came back, and he's walking towards that hallway. What's he doing? And then like his buddy came out of nowhere and like hoisted him up. So he like and they just stole it. And I like hopped the counter and I'm like chasing him, and Roger is screaming bloody murder for me. He's like, don't leave the building. Don't do it. We cannot. He's like, because he's looking for liability for Marquee, of course, because if I go out there and get in trouble, then there's nothing. Marquee's liable for that.
So I just called the cops.
Yeah,
like a normal person.
They got away with it, and then like that just pissed me off so much.
They got away with it.
Well, they probably made tons of money on it, or that I just
those dastardly kids got away with that New Moon banner.
They weren't kids.
They were like late 20s, early 30s guys.
Yeah, that was actually fucking embarrassing.
Yeah. Anyway,
whatever.
I remember that. But back to the Batman. Back to the Batman. I think Batman, like the movie we're going to talk about today, it surprised me because I didn't expect a whole lot from it, if that makes sense. Batman's one of those movies that I didn't think they were going to be able to accomplish something that I liked, kind of akin to the Nolan the Dark Knight trilogy, which I still think is one of the finest, comic book trilogies ever made. I really enjoyed Batman so much that I'm looking forward to a sequel. And now that I've seen the Superman, James Gunn Superman, I'm curious because they're so polar oppositely different with tones. I wonder if they're going to make the decision to fold that in or whatever. But it's a much darker story than this Superman was. That's for sure. But
I don't think so. I don't think they're fraud. I think he's going to get his own Batman.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we don't know yet for sure.
No, we don't. But my feeling would be that.
Yeah,
that's
I gotcha.
The only point that I would make.
Well, people love Batman, so the more Batman movies we have, the better.
Here's the thing: the whole idea of Gotham and Metropolis, they're like even in like the cartoon and the comics, they're tonally very different settings anyway, right? Like it's always been the case. So them being so tonally different now in like a movie universe setting, it's not unheard of. It doesn't have to feel like it flows between Gotham and Metropolis, and it makes like complete tonal sense. That's just not how it's ever been in the works from the past. So.
I did really appreciate too with the Superman movie that they actually made it a point of letting you know the Metropolis is in Delaware.
Yeah, which is
like cool. That's where Metropolis is.
Yep.
If you don't know, but like they don't ever allude to that.
No,
they just kind of like
it's like Easter egged in.
Yeah,
yeah,
and like this is the first time because like it's Delaware.
Yeah,
that's
cool. They say like
which is also remarkably like Cleveland, by the way.
Yeah, well, weird. It's not nearly as dirty.
Delaware where like everyone incorporates? Isn't there something weird to do with that? Yeah, that's okay. That's
sure is.
I noticed every film I work on because that
was weird that accountant Grayson recognizes that.
Well, because like every movie you work on is always a company that does it, so it's not like you're not calling it like the movie's name, you're calling it like the company's name. But they're always incorporated in Delaware when I send out our one sheet, and I was like, why is it always in Delaware?
But a lot of tax stuff in Delaware for LLCs.
Tax haven.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And also I think one last takeaway from the Batman is like I was actually very surprised to find out Pattinson could do that. Not that any slight against him, but it's a hard sell going from Twilight to Batman, but he somehow pulled it off and he did it very well.
I think he handled it well, and like physically, he handled it very well, and like he matched the tone of any one of the 11 Bruce Waynes we've had at this point anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if Christian Bale can be Batman, I think most actors like that are worth their chops can be Bruce Wayne and Batman. I think.
Are you saying Christian Bale did a bad job as Bruce Wayne?
I'm saying Christian Bale isn't an imposing figure when I think about imposing figures, and Batman is an imposing figure. So
yeah, Christian Bale's pretty much on the small side for Batman.
And Pattinson is kind of the same build in a lot of ways. So Ben Affleck. Dude was huge when he was Batman, you know what I mean? And he's an imposing figure I wouldn't want to meet in his weird leotard in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? But like,
because he's also got guns. And also
the gun, like a gun makes anyone imposing. I'm talking about like physically looming over someone like that.
You know what makes you super imposing? Being jacked with a gun.
Ooh, double up. I got it. Okay. Anyway, carry on.
Let's moving on from the movie recommendation. Of course, Superman 2025, James Gunn Superman, is the movie of the week. However, before we go into that, I want to talk about some Superman stuff leading up to. And I thought it'd be interesting if we looked at, and this is okay. So live action Superman movies ranked by Metacritic. And this is something because I don't think we've ever really
thought it'd be interesting.
Yeah. So I've seen the list. You guys are really going to hate one of them. So okay. There's only 11 on this list. So number
only 11. So there've been 11
other Only 11? That's actually
there's none
I'm assuming you're talking I'm talking about Superman, Supergirl, a couple other things that makes into that too, right? Okay. No, it's fine.
Number 11, Superman 4.
That was the lowest.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah,
that's 4 and
24.
Yep. It's lower than Ghost Ship?
It's lower than Ghost Ship.
Holy moly.
Number 10.
Ghost Ship, making it back
Number 10. Supergirl, 1984 at a 41. All right. Number
that's
9.
a big jump forward though, from 24 to 41 though. That's good.
I'm surprised that Superman 3 isn't less than that than
Number
Superman.
9. Superman 3, 1983, 44 Metacritic.
I can't believe we got 44. That's embarrassing.
Number
It's still in the ballpark though. Shit. Yeah. So
number 8, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. That's 44. That's the Cavill Superman movie. Number 7, Justice League. That's number 40. That's got 45 on the Metacritic, but number 7. Number 6. Now you'll notice what movie we haven't said yet, and you're wondering how is it so high? It's higher than you think. Number 6, Zack Snyder's Justice League, 54 Metacritic. Number 5.
So hold on. That's the recut Justice League.
It doesn't say anything about recut. It just says Justice. It just says 2021.
What was the one right
version.
before that though?
That was so the 2017 Justice League number 7. Oh yeah, the recut was fit. Yeah, I'm sorry, okay. I didn't even realize I did that. Yeah, 2021.
No, it's okay. No, that's fair, but okay.
Number 5, Man of Steel at a 55 Metacritic.
Okay. I'm surprised that's that low.
Number 4.
I won't argue for it, but
now keep in mind what movie okay, let me ask you. Do you know what movie I haven't said yet that you expect?
Superman Returns. Yeah.
Number 4, Superman 2025, 68 Metacritic.
Okay.
That's about where I would have thought it was going to fall anyway.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, number 3, Superman Returns.
Yeah.
2006 at a 72 Metacritic. Now, the only reason I'm objecting is because I remember people fucking hating this movie. I remember people just hating it. So what am I remembering it wrong, or is there been some revisionist history on this?
I mean, it's weird because here's the thing: I can't comment on it. I mean, because one, I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but that was 20 years ago.
It's not good.
Well, it probably isn't. But does that mean it's worse than everything else that we've said so far?
I'm just surprised it's ahead of the one we're talking about today.
That he listed, I'd put higher than that one. Like, I don't think other movies need to be higher. I think that Superman Returns has no business being as high on the list as it is.
I agree with you on that. Number 2 is Superman from 1978, 82 Metacritic. And of course, I think the king of Superman films, obviously Superman 2, 1981, 83 Metacritic. No, I think the first Superman, I don't know where that one is. This is Superman 2, 1981, 83 Metacritic. Did I say Superman? Oh, so number 2 is Superman for 78. Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Number 1 is Superman 2. Number 2 is Superman.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say.
I think those should be swapped, but that's okay.
I agree. I would agree with that.
If they would have come out the same score, I wouldn't have. Sure, tie. Who cares? Like, so they're both fine movies.
I'm on record on this show, I believe, talking about how much I actually despise the character of Superman. I think he's the most boring superhero that has ever existed. Sure. I think Captain America is a much better version of the American red, white, and blue superhero. Whatever you want to say, whatever, blah blah blah.
His name is Captain America. It's not super. It's not America, man.
Listen, I'm just saying. All you're doing is prove my point. But anyway, like what I'm getting at though is like I've seen a lot, and it's not because I'm ignorant of Superman and his feats. I've seen a lot of these. My mom was a huge Superman fan.
Like the old ones?
Yeah, and then she very much loved the Lois and Clark television show, but she watched some of these movies before that. Well, yeah, that tracks for the age of the generation.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
I think about it, it's like we watched a lot of that, and I never enjoyed that. I didn't thought that was very good.
Yeah, so I say all that to say this, that that there's some things on this list I don't agree with, but like I understand the character, I think a decent amount, and the number 1 and number 2 on this list, they're probably right where they belong. Honestly, most movies, including Superman 3 and 4, that followed it, was still Christopher Reeves. Even they couldn't recapture and re-emulate the spirit of the first 2 films once they were handed off to other creative minds.
And Superman 4 has Richard Pryor in it, doesn't it?
No, 3 or 4. 3 or 4 does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of those 2 do. I think it was 3 that has Pryor in it. But yeah, so it's like they fit like every other movie after that's hasn't been able to get that character and what Christopher Reeves did for Superman quite right. Until I think this film. I think that if this film does nothing right, it gets the Christopher Reeves feel for Superman back
Okay.
from wherever it's gone over the years. Superman Returns is probably the biggest bastardization of what the Superman story is, in my opinion, besides 3 and 4 from way back. They're the recent Supermans. I think Superman Returns is a bad version of Superman. So
I couldn't tell you if I couldn't honestly say that I've watched Superman Returns in the last 15 years. I don't think I
That
have.
was Kate Bosworth was Lois.
Yep, Brandon Routh.
The rendition of Lois in Superman Returns is one of the reasons why it is one of the major reasons why it is such a bad film.
Okay.
There are so many bad decisions made, and the everything that the character Lois does in that film is absolutely just taxing to have to sit through. And even to where like there's a decision made by her boyfriend at the time, her boyfriend who's taking care of the young boy who like goes to save them on the ship. There's a ship scene that you expect
a submarine,
something like that. You expect Superman to show up and save them because that's what they set up, but instead it's the boyfriend that shows up, who they've been dogging the whole movie, who's done nothing wrong, shows up to save them.
Superman.
Well, like they bailed on even that meaning something, because then Superman has to come save them all anyway. But it's like it's decisions like that, and then there's just more and more decisions. The Lois character's bad. Decisions made in that movie are bad, and it's not a good version of the story of Superman, and the characters that are along for the ride aren't well done either. Whereas like with this movie, just to use this one as the most recent example, Superman is done very well, I think, and it has a strong cast of supporting characters, which that wasn't the case in a lot of these films.
The one thing I want to say before we move into the movie or onto more Superman discussion is the Rotten Tomatoes list is quite different, because Superman Returns is number 10 out of 12.
Weird.
And the one that was added is Smallville as a whole. That's the one entry that was added.
It's fair to add Smallville, in my opinion, honestly.
Boy, that was like the Superman thing for a long time.
Yeah.
I remember really liking the first few seasons, and then it just got kind of boring. But I remember really liking the first 2 seasons.
It's hard to tell a story like Smallville and not have the actual full rights to actually like have
everybody else.
Yeah, to have everybody else and Superman, actually show up and stuff, and be the Superman that like the story is, telling the formative years of. But Smallville had like the task of trying to carry on a show deeper into like what they could grab at, and just couldn't do as much with it with the budget they had and all the side stories and such. I mean, I think Smallville is a big reason why we got the whole Arrowverse, which I think was an overall positive for DC fans. It got itself a little wonky after a couple seasons, like everything else.
It got a little weird.
Yeah, but like the first 2 seasons of Arrow are actually really good campy television. Same with the Flash.
So I'd say the first 3 of Arrow and the Flash is good TV.
Yeah,
good television.
Yeah, and so I think Smallville was kind of like in this, like is what gave birth to that. And there's little pieces of Smallville, I think, in the most recent Superman film too, which I think is a good thing, because there are good elements to all of these that have been named. Just some of them have more good elements than others. So
I want to chime back in with something about Superman Returns here. Yeah. This movie came out in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
The budget in 2006, you guys have any idea what it was?
I have no clue.
110 or something like that? What was it?
125?
Oh, no. Way higher.
Really?
Want to take another guess?
No, just...
okay, 175. 175.
$224 million.
Really? Is that adjusted for inflation? Is that adjusted?
No.
That's so high.
Yes.
2006. Holy shit. That's a
It only brought in $391 million.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people were that was just one of those, like, it just didn't, because that was Bryan Singer, wasn't it? Who made that?
Was it Singer? I think so.
I think they wanted him to recreate some of that X-Men 2 magic with Superman, because Superman was
Singer. Yeah, you're right, Singer.
Yep. But Superman was kind of a dead property then, but as far as movies were concerned, it just didn't go anywhere after that. But it's just, I just remember people hating the kid. People hated Kate Bosworth, but she was big at the time, so I mean that choice kind of makes sense.
It's bold to hate children, but I'm here for it.
I have no problem with the kid, really. for what the scripted. The kid's story sucked because, again, the whole idea of the kid having it's fine. I don't want to talk about Superman Returns. I hate that movie so much.
Fair. It's an interesting thing to see. But Chris, I agree with you, and I think I've said it before when you brought up. I think Superman is a very boring hero, only because he's invincible, and you can't. He has no. I mean, if he's a smart guy, he has no kryptonite.
Actually, I mean, I think you could do either one. It's just it's hard to do invincible well and be exciting and be and be climactic and be thrilling, because it's like, again, like he's invincible, so it makes more like you said, it's better when he's not. I don't know if that's the case, but again, I think you can do either one. It's very hard to do one of those well, and it makes logical sense to make him not invincible in order to be able to tell an interesting story.
Well, I think one of the good things that we get about this movie, and I don't want to get too deep into it yet because I don't know if we're quite there yet, but for the first time in a long time in a Superman movie, we didn't have to see like stuff that we've seen 1,000 times.
The origin.
Well, yeah, that too, but like we didn't have to see like, oh, somebody shot him and he like brushes it off.
Yeah,
we didn't have that corny shit. Like, look, we went straight into him, like fighting a big giant monster.
Yeah.
Or, I guess this movie actually starts with him getting his ass kicked.
Yeah.
But, like that was different, and I think it's better because of that.
Yeah. Again, I think this will be, I don't know, I could talk about this subject specifically for a long time, so I'll need you guys to keep me reined in.
Well, I mean, you're right though, because like I've had this dorked out discussion with my friends.
Fucking nerds.
Like, that's why like everybody always thinks Batman's a better character, because he is general. I mean, like if you're comparing DC people straight up against each other, that's why there are so many more Batman movies.
Yeah.
Than there are so many more Superman movies.
Yeah, true.
One is Superman movies used to be really hard to do, right? Mm-hmm. Because like it's really hard to make somebody look like they can fly.
Yeah, he's got a flying, has superpowers. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get you.
But like Batman's just some dude. It's just some dude. It's just some guy.
Yeah,
which is one of my favorite Batman lines of any time. It's like,
just for
the animated thing where he steals the ring from Green Lantern.
Yeah.
He's like, so wait, you don't have any powers? And he's like, what's this do? And he just takes it from him. It's like, how did you do that? Yeah. Sorry, it's you know what I'm talking about.
Just for reference, the original Superman was $55 million budget in '78, and made
that's so
300 and made 300 worldwide, which I don't think is nearly as enough as the takes these days. But 55 million back then would have, I mean, that's a lot of money for 78.
Yeah,
man. That's huge.
Yeah, but again though, they had to design a thing to make it look like he could fly.
Yeah,
and. I mean, we saw for years and years and years. I mean, even the 2006 version, like when CGI was fully established, not nearly the quality it is now, of course, it's still really hard to make flight believable.
Yeah,
but now it's secondhand, you know. Like we have regular network TV shows that do it. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
True. Yeah. No, I don't know, like something you said about, I'll wait till we talk about the movie. I'll wait. Okay. Again, I could get stuck in this for a while. So,
how much, Roger, did you say the budget for Returns was?
225,
223.
But Box Office Mojo has it listed at 270. Just saying, like 270, and it made 391 worldwide.
So the Wikipedia has it at 223.
That's insane.
Even, but I mean, if it's 270, that's got to be one of the most expensive movies.
Well, maybe that's the advertising budget folded into that. Maybe,
sure. Maybe. But that's pretty. Because I was just looking just for a comparison.
Superman 270 makes it way worse.
Yeah.
Superman 2 was 54 million and made 216, so it made considerably less for $1 million less budget. But like it was already starting to cascade down, I guess. But and Man of Steel budget that had to be somewhat high. That was 225. But it made
I'm not surprised about that,
670. So
I didn't look at the budget for this one.
Yeah,
I mean, you had to give Henry Cavill enough protein to be able to lift up a boat, so that's gotta cost money, right?
Just 12 chicken meals a day.
Yeah, in macros. Is that what you're saying? Fucking jerk, bro.
Superman is one of those. Because everything for me is I'm so in love with the Nolan Batman trilogy, and that's DC, I guess, so it's somewhat relevant. It's like that's kind of the benchmark for me, and that's why I got so excited for the Man of Steel stuff, because Nolan was there, and like it was somewhat like it was like, okay, so we're getting the Nolan fixture in the Superman story, and like, okay, I could go with this, but it just, that arc didn't quite work out as DC wanted, but
It did not.
I mean, Dwayne, we know that. I mean, hindsight is 2020 for a reason. This Superman is. I know so little about these heroes outside of what I know from the films and what I know growing up, and like, oh, this is a common fact of this superhero, whatever. But it's just I guess I wasn't expecting much from this one. The one we're going to talk about shortly is because I don't really know if I've ever been super excited for a Superman movie ever, because to me the hero was so just, you can't kill him, so why am I watching this movie?
Well, I will say from one perspective, a reason that I was morbidly excited about this movie is because, like, I don't know, and obviously, if I ever watch a movie, I hope I enjoy it. And
true,
just to not bury the lead here, like, I enjoyed the Superman movie quite a bit. I think it's a well done movie.
Gasp!
But it's like I was excited to see this, thinking like, what if they fuck this up again?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't mean that just as stuff we could talk about, because like, look, if for whatever reason, after everything that happened previous to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this movie wasn't good and bombed, like, this is it. Like, you knew the program is dead.
Yeah.
Like, it's over.
See you in 10 years. Kind of deal,
like,
almost. Yeah.
This is,
if at all,
buddy, pull out all the money, empty this, liquidate the assets. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it won't be that way, or shouldn't be that way, because it is fun and it's pretty decent of a movie, and
it looks great.
They use color scale properly for the first time in a Superman movie in the last 20 years. So
there's I mean, the way that James Gunn does some of his other works definitely shows in this film. Mm-hmm. The color palette very bright and very poppy, but like the kaiju scene specifically reminds me of in the Suicide Squad movie when the
starfish,
big starfish monster was fighting, and the Dot Man had to like save the day. Very just color poppy and very bright, which a lot of times you're trying to use your CGI at nighttime to hide a lot of like the things that you can't smooth out. So like that very much felt taken straight from one like kind of film into this one, which isn't a bad thing. That's one of the good things that kind of like bleeds over from his works and such. So I did enjoy the way like you mentioned the colors.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Because like, look, that also, I mean, we went for like 15 years of dark and brooding.
Was it 15?
Something like that.
Jeez.
I mean, 2005 was when all that started. When was
Man of... Okay, well,
I agree with Grayson.
That's fair. Yeah,
I'd argue with Nolan's Batman's kicking it off. It's been
20 years
dark
then.
ever since.
Yeah, 20 years. I mean, it's been popular ever since.
Even Woman was dark. You know what I mean? And its setting. And
the only thing that wasn't dark was Aquaman, and that shit was underwater.
That shit was also underwhelming.
Yeah, the first one's all right. I don't remember the first one.
The first one's still $1 billion earner, isn't it? Didn't that one do?
It's not $1 billion earner because it's good. Like that's like saying this Jurassic Park movie is going to be a good movie because it makes $1 billion.
There are plenty of Transformer movies that.
Yeah.
Oh, you poor bastard over there.
It's so sad in my heart. It's so
sad. I mean, look, I like Transformer. We have to do an episode dedicated to Transformers one day, because like I feel like I have a lot of points I could defend against the movies and understand why Bay made some of the decisions that he made from a story's perspective.
If you really want to go down that road, I have 43 years of nerd to throw in your face.
Fine, whatever, fine. But I got like 7 movies to throw in your face.
You're so fucking old.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not that far behind us, you old man. So come on, man.
In the grand scheme of life, it's like a half a second.
Oh my lord. All right. What do you guys want to say anything else about the past Superman franchises before we get into the discussion with this one?
I'm gonna say plenty during this discussion, so no, I'm good.
That's fair. Kick us down the road.
Let's start talking about the new Superman 2025, James Gunn's Superman. But let's start off as tradition dictates. Let's talk about the Rotten Tomatoes. Have you guys looked at the numbers for the Rotten Tomatoes?
I have not.
I didn't know the Metacritic until you told us a little bit.
Yeah, I think you just told us a Metacritic, but other than that, I haven't seen anything on this.
I bet it's positive though.
This surprises the hell out of me quite a bit. 82 and 93 for the
critic rating doesn't surprise me. I think a lot of people got paid a lot of money for some review scores at some point. But
I don't think I don't. Well, maybe because Rotten Tomatoes is right. Yeah, so maybe that's very possible because they've been caught doing that recently. So
no, there's something else floating around where like. I'll say this and I'll let you finish your introduction. I'm sorry I interrupted it. Again, I have a lot to say. There are so many posts on X and such that are X, the everything app, where you where if you take all of the review posts about Superman, there's so much verbiage that's used commonly between a whole bunch of them that got early screenings that it's like, okay, what did you have to agree to go see your screening? And I don't know.
It's almost like those. It's almost like those monkeys were typing positive review.
Weird. Yeah, exactly.
That was funny too in this movie.
And then so the Metacritic is sitting at a 68, which I think I wouldn't. I'm not going to argue with that score. It seems a bit high for me, but
does it though? Because like for me, if you look at it on a grand scale, it's like if you put it a lot higher than that, I would be surprised. If you put it significantly lower than that, I'd be like, did we watch the same movie?
Yeah.
Because like it's above mediocre, which I always feel was 50, right? Like that should be the
5.
dead nut center, right?
Yep.
It's like a B-. I
texted my wife right afterwards. I was out of the movie, and she said, "What do you think of it?" And I said, "This is the hardest 6.9 out of 10 I can give a movie." And then I said, "Nice." So,
of course you have to.
Yeah, but
it's like it's just close enough to a 7 for all of the right reasons.
Yeah.
And
like if you'd have been like, Metacritic has it at like a 41, I'd be like, what?
Who the fuck are you?
Or like an 81. You know, I'd be like, what?
Yeah,
because like you're getting into rarefied air there, and so
well, it's just there are certain issues, or there are certain elements of this movie I really enjoyed. And there are certain elements of the movie I'm like, why did they do that? But we'll get into it in a bit. But let's talk about some particulars, shall we, gentlemen?
The particulars are all pretty good for this film.
Well, it's again, I find them interesting. And interesting
cast is strong.
I'm trying to take interesting out of my vocabulary and talking about film, trying to get deeper meaning. But so, of course, we all know James Gunn. That we've known this for 2+ years now. James Gunn had his Superman movie.
James Gunn letting us know he made this movie, so it's fine.
He's not being quiet about it. I mean, I guess one of the first things we got to talk about after the introduction, of course, is David Corenswet, because he's a big deal because he's considered. I mean, he's not. Many people wouldn't. I mean, I met 9 out of 10 people, myself included. If I'm like, here's a name, point out the face, I'd have been like, I have no idea who. I don't have a clue who that is.
I bet you could do it now, though, can't you?
Of course. Alan Tudyk. We have Bradley Cooper, which I had to think for a second, but like it only took about 10 seconds to figure that out. Michael Rooker. We have Palm Clementov as a voice. Clementive, sorry. We have, I'm going off IMDb.
Who's Michael Rooker in this film?
He is Superman robot number 1.
Yeah, he's one of the voices.
He
used a bunch of the Guardians people as voices.
I was gonna say I didn't see that guy's stupid ass face anywhere in this.
He is pretty recognizable.
Yeah, I was gonna say
stupid ass Michael Rooker. If you want to come on the show and talk to Chris, you're more than welcome.
Tell Chris why you don't have a stupid ass face.
That man scares me in real life and on screen, so I'm good with that.
He should. Rachel Brosnahan, Nicholas Hoult, Edie Gathegi, who I didn't know but now love.
Goddamn, that dude
Mr. Terrific. And Nathan Fillion, man, who I'm always a fan of Fillion. I heard he's not the nicest person on set, but I always enjoy the characters that he plays.
I don't think I've ever heard anything bad about him.
That guy's had a weird acting career. I wouldn't doubt in his twilight years he's a little curmudgeon-y. I feel like I can see it.
I feel like his portrayal of the Green Lantern is pretty accurate to who like Fillion in real life. You know,
maybe. I will say that the Lantern is very accurate to the character he's playing. Like
the God Gardener.
Fillion killed. Like not only does Fillion do a good job because he's Fillion, but like his rendition of Guy Gardner is like comic book accurate, and it rules.
One thing about Guy Gardner, he's kind of an asshole.
He's an asshole and he's a tool.
Yeah.
He's a complete tool bag.
Yeah.
So it works out so well.
But he's not evil, which I
no,
that's true.
You're right, 100%. He's a space cop. He's the the closest thing to a space cop as you can definitively get. That's what he is.
Which, I mean, the trailer kind of makes it look like he was going to be. I mean, I don't mean for this to be a spoiler in a weird way, but the trailer kind of made it out to be like he was going to be one of the villains of the film, and I was kind of not looking forward to that. But I'm glad that that's not.
You can see that a little bit because like they do portray him kind of weird in the. I mean, whatever. He's a weird guy.
This might be because of the knowledge. So I'm not a DC guy. I love the lanterns. Holy shit!
Nothing wrong with that. Lanterns are fucking one of the coolest things they got.
I love the lanterns. All the colors are. I think the whole color thing is cool because of knowing what to do with. I know he can't be a villain. Like not a traditional villain. Maybe a juxtaposed force to Batman to Superman. Maybe, but like I knew he wasn't going to be a villain. You know what I mean?
Or someone that just didn't agree with him, perhaps.
Yeah. That's possible because they fought before, so that's fine.
But it's actually a really decent cast. Skylar Gisondo is in there. There's a couple other people. It's an interesting mix of people. I think
it's a great cast for the characters that they wanted to portray. Like I don't have a single problem with anyone you named after seeing the film and how they acted for all of them. The only one that's kind of a whatever thing is Hawk Girl. That's only because she's not a hugely fleshed out character.
I thought we'd have got a little bit more from her too.
Yeah,
I expected that as well, but also her story is so tied up to her origin that you can't really dive into what she has in a movie like this.
Okay,
she needs her own film to understand what the hell is happening there. She's like a reincarnation of two spirits that have been separated and need to come back together. Like it's wild. Like her whole thing.
Isabella Merced though she's been in a lot lately. She's
Dora the Explorer coming on the up.
I mean, well, she's done more than that. That's you point out a weird, but very iconic character, but weird. But,
he said, "Why you gotta get weird with it, Roger?"
I mean, like, look, nothing I said was inaccurate. That's all. That's also fair.
It's just I really enjoyed her. I mean, I enjoy it because the reason I like her character is like she's more morally gray than Superman. Which is always interesting to me to put.
She don't mind killing people, which is the Hawks don't really care about that. So,
well, but I mean, they don't mind killing bad people. I think is maybe I don't know. I got the vibe that she would have done that to someone who wasn't a bad guy. So, let's talk about the obvious elephant in the room for a lot of people is the casting choice of Superman. Let's talk about.
Hold on, we're a step ahead. We need to do the thumbs up, thumbs down here.
Oh, but okay, fair.
Thumbs up or thumbs down in 3, 2, 1. This is the easiest thumbs.
I don't know how you can not. I don't know who watched this and like, you know what? I didn't like it. You know, I can't.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Okay, we got to make you a thumb. We got to buy you a prosthetic thumb because
I have two perfectly good thumbs right here.
Oh, stop doing that.
It's not perfectly good. It's not perfectly good. It's wrong. You should look that way.
All right, move off with my thumbs, gentlemen.
Well, okay. I mean that's a very easy thumbs up.
As you should be.
Yeah. So let's talk about casting choice of Superman, which very important. David Corenswet, which I think handled the role very well. I think he fits the Clark Kent Superman very well.
He didn't handle the role. He straddled that thing and took it all the way. Like that thing, he's
Superman now.
Like okay. Cavill has been and always will be my first love as Superman. I think Corenswet does a fine job and is like. If there was a proverbial torch passing moment, I'd accept it fully and openly because Corenswet he pulls off the Christopher Reeves Superman the way that it needs to. He has the same attitude, like he goes between Clark Kent and Superman feel like two different people, and that's exactly what Christopher Reeves used to do with Clark Kent and Superman. He did that so well and seamlessly. Then Corenswet did the same thing with this movie with the two, and I think that is by far and away fantastic. Yeah, he's great here. He's fantastic. He did a good job.
Yeah, I really enjoyed.
I think he killed it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Well, so the idea of using pretty much an unknown as Superman, how do you guys jive with that? Because like I feel like that was a big gamble for them, and I feel like they had conversations behind closed doors about that.
So every time there has been a Superman, it's been an unknown. Like when Henry Cavill took over Superman, he wasn't anything before that.
I
really.
disagree. I 100% disagree with you on that.
What did he do before Superman? Name me one thing without looking.
Let me.
You can't. I'm not trying to like put you on the spot here. It's like you can't name another role that he did before that point.
He did.
You can name a whole bunch of stuff after.
He did.
He was in Tristan and Isolde, but that's all I know.
What is that?
That's the Romeo and Juliet. That's who was a lot of people were in that. Rufus Sewell, James Franco. That was the very early.
If you asked 100 people if they've seen that movie, how many of them do you think would say I have?
Yeah, probably not many, but I know it well.
Sure, I mean that's fine.
He was in a movie before.
I mean, look, he wasn't a rookie actor. Fine,
well, I mean, let me just get so that's the first thing that even Hellraiser Underworld is a video they're saying on IMDb, but I don't recognize that. But a Red Riding Hood, that was wrong thing. Stardust. That's the first after Tristan and Isolde he was in. Oh, Immortals, which may or may not.
So he was abbed Jack shirtless guy 77 guy.
Well, no, he had a very important role in that. But okay, you're right, Roger. He was relatively unknown before Man of Steel. You're right.
I mean, and Brandon Routh didn't do anything before or after Superman. So
I don't know why I disagree with that so much, but okay, fair point.
Well, that's just the point I'm trying to make. Like when you take roles like this, I think it's easier to take an unknown that fits whatever your idea of Superman is, instead of trying to take somebody who's established as something else and make them fit a mold.
Well, I think that's because this is something that you see, there's two ways to cast for anything, right? But when you're casting for a specific character, I think that happens more than casting an actor for a role, right? Like you're trying to find a Superman. Yeah. So, that you may have to go dig a little deeper into the bucket than just the people that are well known, because if they don't fit that, you can't have Brad Pitt come play Superman. It's not going to work. You know what I mean? No. You can't have Tom Cruise come play Superman. It's not going to work. Whereas,
what do you think about Nick Cage?
Nick Cage, as much as I would have loved to see that project go, it wouldn't have worked. Not for what
numbers dictate. It probably wouldn't have made any money.
Because wasn't there a Superman in 2000 that was scrapped, but he was Superman?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
They referenced it in the Flash.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think it's because when you're casting for a character, an established character, you're looking for a specific set of things to line up, and that means you got to dig deeper into the bucket of available actors. Corenswet was right guy, right time, and in a huge way. So I'm glad they found him.
Good for him. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. I think he did a great job.
Yep.
And he looks the role. If you want him to look like Christopher Reeves Superman updated to 2020 eras, I have no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
No, I
could have given me Michael B. Jordan. We could have had that. I could, maybe one day.
I don't think we're ready for that one, but yeah, it's
who's we?
America, perhaps. I don't know. So that's the thing. I guess I hadn't considered the fact that Henry Cavill wasn't he was nobody before. God, 2013. He was. Because I remember he was in a few movies. I remembered Stardust. I remembered Tristan and Isolde, because those were on my listen to list over and over again when working. But I realized that those aren't big movies that people hadn't been driven in droves to the theater to see. But you're right, I guess. Was Reeves anyone before? This is something I don't know about movie history. Was he anyone before he was Superman?
I don't know. I'm sure Reeves was, though, because back then Hollywood was just, it was the realm of the movie actor, right? Like the same guy got cast for the same for tons and tons and tons and tons of things.
Wasn't there a show before there was a movie? Long before there was a movie, there was a show. Decades, but in the 50s.
There was there was a black and white way back.
Yeah, but there was a show. There was a Superman show back when it was Hollywood Land, before it was just Hollywood.
Maybe.
So
Maybe.
Yeah, there was.
I don't know.
There definitely was. Mm-hmm. Didn't he kill himself?
I don't know.
Didn't the original actor kill? I'm
there's a whole thing about the Superman stuff. There's a whole curse of it.
Yeah, but okay, fair enough.
What did he do before Superman? Go ahead, continue. I'll track this down.
I guess so. Let's talk about first impressions when the movie ended. And Chris, let's start with you. I think I want to give you the honor of this one because you're the Superman guy. But
so my first impressions are going to betray what I actually think of the film. My first impressions were, okay. I wasn't, and I'm still not a fan of the way this movie ends. So it kind of jaded my first impressions afterwards. Overall, I think this movie is good. I think this movie is good in all the best ways. I think that this movie did so many good things that it put me in a very positive place once I sat in it for a few minutes. I don't like the way this movie ends, though. So my initial reaction was, all right, time to go, because I didn't want to sit there anymore.
You mean how it ends is like the final act winds down, or like the last thing on screen that we see? How do you?
The way that the final act ends up
fair enough.
was very deflating for me personally, but that's a me thing.
Is it is it the speech he gives that kills it?
The speech is the only thing that's good.
I would. A lot of people. I mean, I imagine a lot of people don't like that because, like, to me, I see how it could be taken either way. But
the speech is the continuation of what that conversation with his father was, which is one of the best parts of the movie.
Sure,
so like the speech is great. The speech is him. The speech is for finally clicking. He's not just convincing Lex.
He's convincing himself.
It's clicking for him at the same time, and I think that was done very well in that moment. It's everything surrounding that moment that's just, again, the problems this movie has are just decisions being made, not lining up with like the rest of what this could have been. So, and again, it's more of a me problem than a movie problem because plenty of people are enjoying this and the way it goes. So that's fine.
So one quick note about Christopher Reeve. Superman is his second acting credit.
Oh, okay. All right.
So he was unknown.
Jeez.
Like, he didn't even have TV before that. Like,
dang.
His first television appearance comes the year after when he plays Superman on the Muppets. So, when he plays Christopher Reeve.
Who was the original the guy in the 50s that was playing Superman?
I didn't go that far
on
back.
the show. Like, I thought he was a Reeves. I'm very, very wrong about that. But
anyway.
So what I thought about this movie?
Yeah.
My first impressions is I dug it. I had a good time with this movie. Like, I smiled. It's got a little bit of emotion, which is good, which is always nice to see. And I thought it did a good job of distancing itself from other things that we have seen in DC before, for better or for worse. Some things will always kind of trickle through, but like, I like this rendition of Superman. I love Lex Luthor in this role of like finally a proper asshole villain.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cast around him. I thought Skylar Sismondo is Jimmy was great. Jimmy Olsen, I seriously, I love that character.
Yeah,
thought he was great. Lois, sure, fine, whatever. I have no problem with that.
I actually think Lois's casting is really strong.
Well,
I think
the version of Lois, the ravenous reporter, is better than like Superman's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, when she's grilling him for questions, that's great.
Yeah.
Like, that's my favorite part of that. But I don't think they do enough of that with her to make me.
That's fair. She doesn't.
There's more to that character
things
that could be fleshed out.
Yeah. She got to ride the tea. She got to ride the tea ship. Though.
She got to fly the tea.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I mean,
I thought you were going to say something else there. Jeez Louise.
She does the obligatory, human regular person that does super things, in a movie. So I mean, she gets to do her stuff. I think that she didn't get enough Lois Lane moments.
Yeah,
but
when they get Lois Lane of like as fierce Pulitzer Prize winning, awesome reporter, that's the best version of her. Like, no nonsense, doesn't take any bullshit answers from Superman, even though it's Clark Kent, who is also my boyfriend. Like, she doesn't let him off the hook for that. And I think that's cool.
Well, no, I agree with that. But I think I have no problem with her being Lois Lane, the girlfriend of Superman, because that's literally such a canon and important piece of Superman's character that it's hyper necessary, I think. So I'm okay with it being present here too.
That's fair. Very happy with Terrific. Loved him. Thought he was great.
Terrific was funny.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome portrayal. Guy Gardner, Dave Fillion was great. I won't mention the hot girl stuff because just underdeveloped. Is probably more there, and that's cool. The real thing that I was happy about with this movie is I didn't feel like it wasted my time. Like, I didn't have to see him crash back on Earth. I didn't have to see him grow up again. Like, that sort of stuff. It was nice that, much like Spider-Man, like, I don't need to see Aunt May die, or, I don't need to see Uncle Ben die. I don't need to see, Batman's parents die anymore. It's nice that we have kind of moved forward with that. I like that Superman's already has been established. Like they give us a hard timeline of like when things started. Like people have powers in this world they have for centuries, which is great. I dug that. Now, like, look, it's not perfect. This, there's some corny ass moments in this movie, and sometimes they work for the better, and sometimes it's sort of like, yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah. But there's a lot more good than there is bad, and I think it's overwhelmingly positive for me.
Yeah. It's funny you say like we don't get his origin story or him crash landing and all that. We in a way kind of do. It depends on how you see the opening scene. He literally crashes. He literally crashes down, and we don't see him as a baby, but yet he's in the fetal position when he crashes in too. You know what I mean? Like in a very literal sense, we kind of get him still crashing to Earth, being vulnerable, and in that very much like he's at the mercy of what the planet has for its stakes until he gets drug and brought back to full life in his own as Superman when he gets the beam, the sunbeam healing beam on him. So
which apparently hurts.
I mean,
having your bones tie themselves back together probably doesn't feel
probably
good.
a little bit. Yeah,
that's kind of how I thought about that. What about you, Grayson? What do you think?
I was the one that was skeptical going in. If you guys remember, I didn't even because for a while
we were all skeptical though.
Well, if you remember, we got that trailer that was just instrumental with some sequences, and then we got an actual trailer which had. And I was like, oh man, the second trailer makes me not want to really care about this movie. And then I saw the movie, and it made a lot of right decisions for me. And this is important, and you guys know this is especially for Superman. It's got to be some of the musical moments because of what he has to do, and like he's got to look a certain way, like kind of like the hands at the waist and looking up at that. Like he's got those moments. Like I like the da-da, like when he rises up from the ashes and the dust and the soot. Is like that is just pure. That's pure big budget Hollywood, and I'm all there for it. I'm not quite sure I agree with the style here. Is obviously very different than ones we've had in the past, and it's very comic booky. It's very bright. It's very like this to me is a better comic book movie than it is a movie, only because there's a lot here that I'm not quite sure makes any sense if you're looking at it from a lens outside of a comic book movie lens, and you're trying to make things make sense.
Can you say what you mean by that though? Because I'm half on board with you, but I'm half not.
Well, hold on. Sorry, I'll let you answer in 1 second. Do you mean comic book movie in a positive or negative light?
Positive, because it plays to all those strengths of that kind of that medium of entertainment.
Okay.
By going like panel, and like kind of stringing things along as they go. But it's like for ones when, for instance, later in the film when stuff's happening and the buildings are crumbling and the guy who's like, okay, Lois, you saw that spaceship, let's go fly in it. It's like, so people on Earth know about this tech, and it's widely just known that those exist and are around. It's stuff like that. Like, did they know that that was Clark Kent? Because they have no problem with the fact that Clark's not been at work for a week. No one says anything about it. It's stuff like that. Is like, why am I missing something, or did they address that?
The hypno glasses are a real thing.
I understand the hypno glasses, but again, the guy that was wearing the hypno glasses wasn't there to be seen with hypno glasses.
Well, the thing with him, he's only been gone for like a day.
Like, that whole thing takes place longer than a day.
No, it really doesn't. It takes place in like a 72-hour span. That's like the minute the movie starts. Okay, well, he goes to work in the middle of the movie, so that means he hasn't been at work for what?
Okay, fair. Maybe I thought that was
that's what I mean. Like, I can understand where it feels like this could have taken places over months. It's like it's like a long weekend.
But does no one ask for
shit happened on a Friday, and
no one
didn't show up till Monday.
Does no one ask where Clark is this whole time? Like, I don't see, like, some of the comments that were made is like when he's like, "Oh, how long have they been hooking up?" Like, well, that's a kind of a double layered thing because, like, do they know that he's Clark? Do they not know where's Clark?
No, that was purely how long has Lois been hooking up with Superman?
She's been banging Superman.
I understand. But I mean, like, I was expecting the Gizondo. What was his name?
Jimmy Olsen.
I was expecting the Olsen character to figure that out pretty early because he's not an idiot, and like I was expecting him to make that connection and like.
I mean, he's one of the few people that does know who Superman really is.
Jive with him, but I mean, but otherwise, I thought the movie
not in this movie though.
No. I thought this movie was very interesting, and there's a word I don't like using anymore because it's so nondescript, but it's a positive thing, and I didn't expect to like it, but I really loved it, and it was so much that I listened to the soundtrack on the way home, and I even for like an hour after I watched the movie the first time, I listened to it, and that's very rare for me. So I think this is a big win for the DC fandom.
Good. I agree with that.
I don't think there's anything that would say otherwise on that one, but
no, and
very well for itself.
In your talking about like the things that you were kind of like concerned about or that did rub you like a wrong way, the color palette and stuff, and it being very bright and very poppy. I think this movie has. I think this movie has to be. I think Superman is a bright and shining beacon in the comic book world, and as his character, that's what his character is literally the symbol of hope, right? So it's like that brightness that comes with it. Like I think your Superman story needs to be in the light. It needs to be bright, and because that character is like the whole idea is that he brings that. So like for it to be darker palette with him, or him being like a little bit brighter, that's a little odd, and then it being a darker like grittier feel to it. We've had that for one thing, and for two, I think the decision to have everything happen in the light besides him being imprisoned, I think is great, because that's these things are shown this way because that's how they're written in comics too, and I think that the character itself needs to be in that that brighter palette and be a light within like all the other stuff that's around them and such too.
I think elements such as crypto create a problem for me. I don't like being shown characters that I know can't die because it removes on some level removes some of the tension.
Sir, you're gonna have a hard time with Superman.
That's why he's not an interesting.
There are multiple people in this movie that can't die, and it's not just him.
It's him and Crypto. I mean, it's those two.
No, there are more people in this movie that can't die.
Is Guy Gardner one of them?
No,
Guy Gardner can absolutely die.
Oh, okay. Like, I mean, that's another problem. There's a lot of issues like when he arrives, the soldiers don't just shoot him. It's like, come on, man, you're telling me that you're trying to tell me this is going to happen, but the soldiers who are going to commit genocide wouldn't just try to shoot him and get him out of the way anyway. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. But wait, what?
He would be fine.
I hear you. Yeah,
he'll be fine if he's shot with a rifle. Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I mean, you guys know, and I don't.
Guy Gardner is not just a regular human being. He absolutely can die.
But the point is, they didn't even try. That's my point.
Well, I mean, so you're saying they didn't try, but at the same time, I don't know if we saw enough of like that's of what's happening in that scene to say like no one shot at him. Also, he can use the lantern to he has a shield around him that's bulletproof. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things happening there that are happening off screen that I think would explain that anyway. So I hear you on Crypto not being able to die being something that bothers you.
Sure.
I get that. It's the same reasons why I find Superman to be boring and to not be an exciting character to watch in most cases, because I'm just waiting for him to win. You know what I mean?
Of course, eventually he will.
And that's his whole shtick, is he always finds a way no matter what. So it's like, yeah, okay, cool. It can be. It can kind of take away kind of that suspense because you're waiting, because I can't die. But they established pretty early on in this movie, and this is okay. So this is going to lead me into one of my problems with the film.
Okay,
and it's like they show us plenty of times that Superman Clark Kent is capable of taking damage and being hurt and and getting wore down.
You start the movie with it,
sir. I'd like for you to tell me when it doesn't happen.
That's when he doesn't take damage?
When he isn't losing.
Oh, well, in this movie, I don't know if I can exactly point out, but like
you won't.
The only time he doesn't lose is against the kaiju thing.
And the Falcon, and the things that come and attack him after he's. What are those? What's the core called that comes after him?
The Raptors. The Raptors.
Yeah.
So the Raptors was a part of a larger fight. First off,
Sure.
So,
yeah.
So I won't count that as their own thing. I'll count that.
He does
in
kick
the fight.
their ass though.
He does kick the Raptors' asses. Yeah. The people in suits. He does. But even the
also,
kaiju.
Did they die?
No, they showed them all alive. But
because I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, he's known to be able to control the
he
the
generally
doesn't
raise, kill people.
Yes. But I don't think there's a single scene in this movie where he wins on his own at all.
Yeah.
And he's getting his ass kicked the whole movie.
Yeah.
So
maybe, but that was. I think that's a good call, though.
No. So here's the thing. I don't think it's a good call. Superman is super, and he's the icon and the beacon that he is because of what he represents and what that is. As much as I hate him for it, he is that thing. And a lot of complaints are that I'm seeing about the film is because everyone feels like we got thrown into movie 2 of a trilogy, whatever. I don't agree with that, but I do feel kind of like we were thrown into something where I think we needed to see a movie or a portion of a film where he is being Superman, where he is showing up and this never establishes him just being a badass.
Mm-hmm.
It never establishes him coming in and just winning. It never establishes him being this extremely powerful alien. We don't get any of that. And I know we're 3 years into his career or whatever, but we
do,
never
though. We do.
When?
Well,
when
we didn't
actually see it, but when he deters the first attack from the Baravians onto the neighboring, which is that a Palestine Israel comparison?
It might be, but it might be. But here's the thing: you're saying that we got that, but we didn't get it. It doesn't show up. We don't see it on screen. It happened before or whatever. That's what happened right before. Everything we see, we don't get to see him being, and that's the one thing, and it's against people with guns. We don't get to see him showing up and just being a force of nature that cannot be stopped, because that's what Superman is.
Well, can I have a question then? Because you're right. I don't think that they ever just beats the crap out of something, because he never does that.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of Superman things in this movie, right?
Yeah.
Because he goes out of his way to save people, dives in front of things, catches things.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, he grabbed a squirrel so it didn't get stepped on. So he does very much the Superman stuff.
He does the Superman stuff, but he's never the terrifying force to the enemies, to the villains that he is. In every single Superman cartoon, comic, whatever, Justice League, whatever, Superman is the problem. Always.
Well, what about when he crashes into the Lex ship at the end?
Into the what?
The Lex ship.
When he shows up at the very end, so he shows up and Crypto is the one that actually...
It's because he didn't want to kill nobody.
He doesn't got to kill Lex to apprehend him.
I mean, well, sure, but here's how I look at that. Okay, is
Mr. T stops the split?
Sure.
Superman doesn't have to be there for any of that to happen.
No, that's okay. But the thing is, the how I see the thing with the ship, right, is he lets Lex get his ass kicked by a dog, to prove a point. Mm-hmm. Imagine how much worse that would have been if I would have done it. That sort of thing.
Well,
is how I view that.
Maybe.
And I think that's sort of the assumed badass thing. I did this to you to let you live.
Yeah.
I didn't let you die. And if this was me, it would be way worse.
Yeah, I get that. But again, in a movie about Superman is Superman never just does the Superman. We don't establish him on screen as a powerful alien that is just this invincible force of nature. I see a man that's able to be beat the whole movie. That is not Superman.
Well,
he is super.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Do we need to? I understand there's a weird gray area there. We're coming into the movie. We don't have any of the backstory yet. We don't see the usual origin stuff. We know I know some of that weird fourth wall breaking stuff, but we know he's Superman. Do we need to be shown? Do we need to show? Do we need to see Uncle Ben die and Spider-Man to know that Uncle Ben is dead?
No,
we know that. I would agree. I think I think the writing thing. I think the creative element here is we know he's Superman. we don't need to show us that he's Superman, if that makes sense. I know that's like a weird fourth wall breaking thing, and I know you're having a hard time with it, but I think that was literally that was the thought process behind that, is we don't need to show it. He is.
No, I mean, but the audience, the ones watching, never feel like I never felt like he was stronger than everything he's facing, or able to rise up against what he's facing, because he doesn't.
Well,
he gets his ass beat, or he gets help every single time.
Well, so he never does it against a foe, and it's true, he doesn't. But he catches buildings multiple times.
I know he's not doing Superman things,
Yeah.
but he's not being that undefeatable force of nature that he is.
Okay, is he being human? Which is what the movie makes a clear distinction of. In my opinion, not nearly enough. But the movie does make a distinction that human versus God.
It's not that him getting beat up doesn't make him human. He is human in the face of being Superman. Like, that's the whole thing. Like he is a human, even though he has these powers. He's still a human. Like, that's that's the thing. He isn't a human because he gets his ass beat. That's not what that is.
Well, no, but I'm saying he does lose. I'm saying they're not treating him as a god because they're trying to make the distinction that he's. At least that's what I came out with. That he's human. That they're, especially with that, how we wrap up in the end with Lex and him coming through the window, is like he has been a human this whole time. That's the point he's trying to make. That's the point his dad was making.
Yeah.
Is you're a good person, even though you're even though you're one of these what do they call them? Metahumans?
Metahuman.
Yeah,
he's not a metahuman. He's an alien.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It's an alien,
Those
but
are different.
they're okay. Fine. The distinction noted. But I mean, like, that's the thing his dad was saying, is like, you're a human. Your mom and I raised you to be a human first. With all the niceties and being. You got to recognize what you are before it, because that's the whole thing with. I mean, and again, this movie's very hand-holdy at times. When I mean, the whatever the hand wave of an explanation is, linguistics wouldn't sign off on it, wasn't true. It's like, that's an alien language, you dipshit. No one knows that. No one knows that language. You're just. I mean, that's what. I had a real problem with that.
There's plenty of hand wavy things in this movie, and for as much as they're thrown at you, they have to be. You know what I mean, to get to like the things. Again, I'll wrap up with my point here because I don't want to get stuck on it. Is just that I feel like Superman in his debut Superman movie probably should have been a little bit more Superman and less man. That's all.
I completely understand your argument.
I see your point with that. Yeah. I do
absolutely see your point. Now that you've said it, I kind of am wondering why I didn't see it. Although in my mind, the movie tells me why I didn't see it. But
the movie comes at you fast. There's tons of things that happen, and lots of good stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's easy to not like sit in that if it's not something that that is like is important to you, as like from like a viewer to the character standpoint. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that's completely understandable. That I'm the one that kind of like feels that way. It's just because like it's something I noticed and rubbed me.
Yeah,
but, again, tons of good stuff. Tons of good stuff though in this movie, even in light of that, right? Like, that's one of the few things that I have a problem with. I have like one or two more, but I don't want to dive into those yet. Like, what did you guys like? What's a scene you guys really loved in this movie?
I mean, I told you guys this before we started. Like, I belly laughed at a scene of Jimmy and Eve in the alley when we find out that Eve's his confidential informant or whatever, and she's talking about Lex, her boyfriend, because like Jimmy's her ex, right, and she's trying to get back with him and trying to get him back, and she's just rambling on about this stuff, and she's like, Lex tortured a dog yesterday, and he's like, Jesus Christ. Like, it comes so far out of left field. Like, I busted up laughing at that, just because this is exactly like, imagine just having a regular conversation, be like, oh yeah, well, so and so tortured a dog yesterday, and be like, the fuck?
Yep.
Like, imagine talking to your friend and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm reading Mein Kampf." You're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, bro. No, like in the middle of you talking about Grayson. Something else.
Yeah. Yeah. Things related, like just like like interesting books you've read lately, and it's always like someone throws that out. Yeah. It's like, what the hell?
Oh man, I read that.
I think I may have heard that from a comedian.
Baseball biography yesterday. Oh, cool, man. I'm reading Mein Kampf. Yeah.
You're reading who?
Did you say?
You're reading what?
or like the Anarchist Cookbook, or How to Make Bombs.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
I think I may have stole that from a comedian. I don't I don't know which one, but I
That's
may have
fine.
Filmed that. So anyway,
mention the comedy. What made you laugh. That leads into something else I want to talk about. The comedy in this film.
Sure.
Sometimes it's on. Sometimes it's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of times where it's not though. Where like
it
even
seems
to the
forced
point where
a lot of the times.
Forced is one thing, but like take the Lois and Clark scene when she means to break up with him, where like the Justice Gang, fucking terrible name by the way, is out there fighting the proton thing, and they're having such a good moment, but the whole time there's just this thing out there,
giant floating eyeball.
Getting and you see Nathan Fillion making these giant green hammers and whacking
it's
it
a
down.
baseball bat, isn't it?
Bat. It's like okay, like I want to zoom in on this moment. Like again, you have this movie that's about Superman and about Lois and Clark, and they don't have a lot of scenes together. Actually, like when you look at the whole movie,
really don't.
And like this is big, and instead of zooming in on these characters, we get this wide shot with some fucking comedy thing happen in the background. And it's like, come on, like just have the camera the other way. You know what I mean? You've acknowledged that there's something happening, that he's just not out there helping, and then just have them let them have that moment, because I don't know. I'd rather have that than like some weird comedy thrown in at the weirdest times. Because again, sometimes the comedy's on and it is laugh worthy, but sometimes it just like it just pulls like the feeling, or it lowers the emotion level down immediately, and it's like I don't want that. I want the emotion here, So.
Yeah, I have a major problem with that. I have a major problem with that. Is I want that, because like that's even when he drops the L bomb for like on Lois. He's like, "I love you, Lois," and then in the background, Nathan's hitting the thing with the green stick,
thunk, and he's like, "I guess I'm gonna go turn myself in now." Now, like, well, I mean, again, a great scene and some very good dialogue, especially the whole, the reason why he tells Lois he's going to go save Crypto. He's talking about himself as much as the dog, and it's like it's such a good scene for that reason. But again, I get to see the space gummy getting bonked with a green space bat. Whatever.
That's one of the moments I think James Gunn's being a fan of Superman and not a storytelling director of films. Like one of there's a very clear dichotomy there of like, because like I don't think people would have done that to detract from the series that's going on right in front of us. Now maybe it was done on purpose. Maybe he was trying to add a layer of removal from Clark and Lois. Well, I don't know, because it's such an obvious thing for us to be like, why would you try to minimize that wonderful moment? Yeah. But obviously he did it, so maybe it's for a purpose.
So like I'm trying to like imagine a comic book panel of like Superman and Lois having this heartfelt moment, and like you have this beautifully drawn thing of Superman, Lois, and they're talking, and then in the background of the panel is just this space fight happening. It's like I can't see it, so it's like I don't know where it comes from.
I actually could see it. And I'll break it down to you in super nerdy later, and you'll understand what I mean.
Maybe, yeah.
But can I pose you guys a question?
Yeah.
So maybe it's not really a question, but let me spread this out. You understand what I mean? There's a very James Gunn moment in this movie.
Yeah.
Like there's a few of them, but there's one that sticks out to me very particular, and I want to talk about it for a second.
Okay.
It's the Mr. Terrific fight scene.
Peacemaker
on the beach.
On the beach, which I thought was fucking rad.
It was good.
It's very good, and like that's very much James Gunn. And I watched that scene, I was like,
it's a one shot too.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, well, sort of, because I mean it's all CGI. So
yeah.
But it's like
cameras panning around.
Yeah, I was like, this is really cool. Mm-hmm. Like I just dug the entire Terrific character.
Yeah.
I think they played it out really well, and it was interesting, sort of somebody to learn about. And it's like watching that scene unfold on the beach, and he just is like, I got this, and just does his thing. And at the end, like for no reason at all, when he just flips over the dome, just explodes those guys. Yep. I'm just like, cool.
Yeah,
that was dork stuff. For me. I thought it was awesome.
No, it was cool. It was a cool fight to see, and the music playing very James Gunn.
Very much.
Yeah. So you're right. I'm a little upset that Lois didn't use the fact that like there wasn't something said from Lois about like how like those guards were literally pointing guns at her and shooting to kill her, and like that wasn't used at all in any of like the article piece. that they narrate out for you
Oh,
to hear.
sure.
You know, like why not mention that, you know, like people from this company like literally pointed guns at and tried to kill me.
Lasers.
You know,
lasers at me. Yeah.
Does that make it worse? Because if it does, then yeah, include
Well,
lasers.
But that means G.I. Joe lasers.
But that means
that
means they were so commonplace in that world that she didn't even want to write about it because no one would care. Because you know.
So yeah.
Well, that actually. So let's talk about commonplace this world for a second. It actually brings me back to the eyeball scene for just a second. Not from the perspective that you're thinking. Though.
Yeah.
Because like I totally understand the problem with, you know, like that's in the background happened during like this actual like developmental scene between them. But they do make it a point here that this stuff is being, not necessarily this stuff, but metahumans and things like that have been around for 300 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's not out of the realm of something that people could have seen before. Like when they call for a citywide evacuation, people just get in their car and leave.
Yeah.
Like this is something that just is like, well, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
But it's like, I'm kind of happy that it doesn't have to be like everything's got to be like giant panic moment.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Because
with that.
like it makes it better for us. Because if you want to compare it directly to another Superman movie, and I told you guys I didn't want to talk about this too much. I don't want to talk about Man of Steel too much. But when we are first introduced to Henry Cavill as Superman, like destroying a major metropolitan area, like this is all brand new.
Yeah,
like they had never seen this stuff before.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have this movie, which is literally like, yeah, this is 3 times a month, something like this happens. It's just part of our lifestyle.
Yeah, that part of it I'm okay with.
Yeah,
and it does make sense.
I thought it was a nice change.
Yeah,
so.
I just think you could pick a different scene than that. Like have them talking over coffee at the Daily Planet, and there's like and something's happened behind them or something. You know, it's the choice of scene.
So many people read newspapers in this world.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So many.
Yeah.
Hot girl.
So many.
That girl is not reading a newspaper.
Yeah.
She's ever even picked one up. You know what I mean? So whatever.
Well, I thought an interesting dichotomy would have been through this one. Even in I don't see why James Gunn wouldn't have done it. There's no examples for me, but I would have thought an interesting thing would have been the Lois and Clark thing. Is as we come in with Clark, is he's already screwed things up with Lois, and Lois is just uninterested in getting back together with Clark. And I thought that'd be interesting because you have this invincible guy. He can't be defeated in battle very easily. He's very tough to defeat in battle, but he can't. He's also got this on his mind the whole time. So yeah. I thought there would have been some of that worked in. I thought that would have been a shoe-in.
That's a common
hero thing.
arc.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a common hero arc. I mean, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man does it. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it happens.
Spider-Man's got a terrible relationship.
It happens all the time. But I think the other piece is, Grayson, that goes with the whole, like, they're trying. That would have happened in movie 1 of this trilogy, right? You know what I mean? You know, that's movie 1 stuff that we didn't get to see. Whereas we're in this area where like there's art. It's Clark's been around for 3 years. He's probably worked at the Daily Planet for a minute now. He's probably already
he's not the new guy anymore.
Yeah, he's probably already like crashed and burned with Lois once or twice. Trying to like start a relationship, and then all of it like finally it's here. Like there's a lot of things that we can leave up to like to whatever happened before we got to where we are, kind of deal. And it's kind of hand wavy, but it's just it I don't like it either, but it's what we got. So
it's a story that we're being given.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Which, I don't necessarily think it's a negative though.
Well, no, because I like the idea of Lois and Clark together more than I like them not. You know what I mean? I like them together, and I don't want to see the whole eye rolly, predictable, I can't be with you or I can't be with her fucking crap that every single superhero does. I'd rather see the confident Superman that
she's still a woman. Knows. She's still a woman with feelings, and if he does something stupid, like it doesn't matter if he's she's going to shy away from him. So I mean that's
one of the more consistent relationships in comic book lore has always been Lois, and Clark.
Yeah,
like they almost always end up together.
Yeah.
It's very rare that they don't. And not that that's good or bad, but that's a very consistent story. Mm-hmm. But like when we take things like we've mentioned Spider-Man many times, like it's not always MJ. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not always.
I just think that Lois is such a tie to to Superman's humanity that like it's such an important thing. But it's always Superman always believes that he can protect Lois.
Sure.
And to the point to where, like, you know, the one or two stories that have been told when, like, the Joker kills when the Joker makes Superman kill Lois and tricks him into killing Lois, like, that's a whole different storyline that happens. One of the best storylines of comic book history, by the way.
Gets real bad.
Gets real bad
lots of
for
people.
everybody.
For lots of people.
But it's like, you know, he said it's a tie to it's an actual tie to his ability to you know, his humanity, to be a good person. So it's I don't think I want to see a movie where they're not together. You know what I mean? Like, in that point, I'm okay with already having that established personally. But like, I see your point, Grayson. It's not an uncommon thing to see in, you know, in any of these movies.
I
like
think
this.
Clark would use Tinder.
No.
Why not?
It's an interesting
Grindr.
thing to play with, though. What, Grindr?
Yeah.
What? Come on, don't be surprised, my man Clark.
That'd be an interesting change.
Yeah. I mean, especially, I mean, this is going to happen. It's going to happen these days.
Flame on.
So, yeah. Oh my goodness,
think
this is
that's
what
how
you
that
people come
works.
here for. This is.
What do you mean by you people?
This is. What do you mean by you people? This.
I think you know what I mean.
That's interesting to play with, especially if someone like Jimmy Olsen knows about it. Or I'm just saying, like, I know it didn't happen. I won't be that guy. It's like, well, that's what I would. I know it's common and it's tropey, but it's an interesting thing to play with. And speaking on those interesting things to play with, I think one of the scenes that we sorely missed, it was they went halfway there. There's a very powerful moment when the Baravian people are the Baravian military is moving on the other side, or the country they're trying to invade, and then you see the kids making the flag. It's like, I think an interesting thing that I think a very obvious shot that we missed was the military coming in, everyone running, all the adults running, and then you have the kids just flying up with the flag. I mean, like, if it's a symbol for hope, imagine the powerful iconography that we just missed, especially with the music, the and then like the rising hope coming. It's very powerful stuff. That's one thing I kind of regret. It's like, fuck, we missed that shot.
Can we talk about that scene for a minute? Do you guys mind?
Yes, please.
No, go ahead.
So this is my biggest problem with the movie. And it's adjacent to what you're saying, Grayson, not exact though. I'm okay with the way that the whole scene's written. I'm okay with you know, the kids making the flag and everyone standing firm, including the kids and the adults, you know, and the flag going up, and, like, you know, the chanting of Superman, the music that's hitting, everything, right? And, like, I don't get emotional in movies. You guys know that. I started to get emotional. Like, seriously,
nice.
like I felt when
the kids are chanting Superman.
Well, when everybody does, and the flag's up, and all that, and like just all of this,
and he's halfway across.
All of this build-up's happening.
Yeah,
well, like, I mean, he is.
Yeah, well, all this build-up's happening, and again, like, I started getting emotional. Like I got the goosebumps. I started to tear up and stuff, and like I was ready, and then they don't have Superman show up, and instead Superman is in Metropolis fighting, and it's like I felt like that was such a letdown of a scene for me, and such a missed opportunity, that like the whole point of Superman is everybody matters, and it's like it would have been just as easy for the Justice Gang to hold off and handle things in Metropolis while Superman goes there and has that moment. And like, instead we got the opposite, and just, I don't know, man. I personally, and this is a me problem again, that killed the scene for me. I felt so deflated that I was very upset about the way that went. I just went, wow, what a missed opportunity there. Like that emotion I was feeling, all of it was just sucked dry instantly. I was like, oh, okay. That's how we're doing it. Got it. Okay. And
I thought it was a weird choice. I think
what did you
right.
guys think?
I thought it was very odd. No, I thought the same thing you did. Why is it not Superman? Because the flag is up. People are chanting his name. They're literally about to be shot and genocided off this planet. And like, that's the whole Superman's thing, is like, he's in trouble because he stopped the original incursion. But I mean, it was the media spun it. You know, Luthor did his thing to spin it, and like, that's the thing. But that would have been very powerful, especially after they had shot and killed a few people, which maybe that doesn't match the tone of the film. Better story, though, is they've already genocided, 15, 20 people, and they show no signs of stopping. And then here the kids are with it. And then then you're like, oh, they're gonna kill these fucking kids, and all of a sudden Superman and then just like stands in front of the kids and just takes all the bullets. Like, it's powerful stuff, dude. Especially with the flag and the music, because you got the music is what did it. I remember the music at that moment. That was it's the hope rising. There's a track. It's called on the soundtrack. I'll tell you what the track is called, but it's a wonderful piece of music, and all that edited together is just it's powerful shit, man. That's what movies do best. It's what cinema does.
And
go
ahead.
Oh, so sorry. So I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah.
And the reason I see it as this is because I think it feels a little bit forced to me if Superman has to show up there, because like how this scene plays out to me is when Guy Gardner's there, he's like, or when he sent them, and they're there because they're part of Superman's team. Basically, that's how you have to look at it. That's how I looked at it past that point. Is because Superman can't be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
He physically
Agreed.
can't. Like, he cannot be in one place at one time and the other place the other. Now, like, look, could you have made this movie and had those roles reversed? You certainly could have. But I think it's more of them showing the world where it's not just Superman making this decision.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, and I'm going to get super nerdy here for a second, is Superman made a geopolitical stance by liberating that country.
Mm-hmm.
He did that, on his own volition,
Yeah.
not tied to any governmental thing. Okay. The one thing that Guy Gardner tells him as the Green Lantern is like, I can't get involved in these kind of political things, which is a very fair statement to make. It's not controversial.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything. It's just, hey, it's not really my job to deal with this. I'm not going to deal with this. As long as the planet doesn't get exploded, it kind of is what it is. And, then we have Hot Girl who just wants to beat the shit out of things, which is cool. Fine. Welcome to the party. Yeah. Right. But then for Superman to be able to convince them to do this and help him out, I think says more for them together as a unit than it does as just Superman couldn't be there, so we sent the B team.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. I get that.
Because that means that they had to make a decision. They had to stand up for these people, which isn't something that necessarily that they would do.
Yeah.
They had to draw a line in the sand, and they did that. I think that's how I felt that scene went. Was like, look, I have no rebuttal to be like, well, Superman could have been there. Probably could have.
Yeah.
I definitely see it, but I don't look at it as a bad thing that he wasn't.
Okay, I got you. That's fair. Again, it's for me, but like, I feel robbed. Like, I can, like, now from now on until the rest of time, every time I watch that scene, I won't get that same emotional hit now because I know it's coming.
It was emotional, but though when Guy lands there and he's giving him the middle finger and flipping the tanks over and he's clubbing the one thing with a hammer, I'm like, that's kind of cool.
It's cool, 100%, but it's never going to hit me the same way. Okay. I thought it, like, as it was happening to me in the theater, and I'm a little embittered by that. So.
How about Lex Luthor straight up murdering a dude?
Dude, that was cool. I mean, that guy's dead. That's super not cool.
Dead.
But like,
I didn't expect that.
We've barely touched on Lex.
Look, Lex is awesome.
Lex is awesome, and that scene really does show how little Lex thinks of everyone else around him, and it's perfect.
Everyone,
right? Like, he's not evil, like mustache twirly wise. He's evil because he's that special kind of evil that's like, everyone is beneath me. No one's life matters besides mine, and let me show you that now, and just waste that guy. Mm-hmm. Holy shit!
Point blank, shot him right in the face.
Yeah, I'm glad that they made it a point. They made it a point to tell us all, I have no family, I have no kids. It's okay if I die, and then he dies. Like I'm glad they did that, but like, damn, super freaking
still
dark.
Pretty dark though.
Yeah. So I mean. No,
for the sake of the scene, for not being spoilery, he is absolutely shot directly in the head in front of Superman.
Yeah.
Like, cold-blooded,
crazy,
as dark of a scene as I think you're ever going to get in one of these
scenes. Yeah, that's probably about as far as we're going to go.
Pretty far down the path, man.
Yeah. But it's a cool scene for the reason of what it does to Clark.
It inspires other things.
Yeah, it really does. And I think it also shows Lex's hubris, because like Lex doing that inspires other things, and that's why Superman's able to come back too. And it's not because of Superman either. It's because of other people around.
There are other things involved.
Yeah, it's
which I thought was cool. Like, Elemental Man's cool. Yeah. Like, he's a cool character.
Yep. Yeah. What was his name? Metamorpho or something like that is his name.
Something like that.
Yeah. And that baby canon, 100% canon. So it's not like they like threw that in to give him something to care about. Like there's a whole comic book about that baby. So it's,
is there really? Wow.
He's not a character that the comic's about. He's a character in the comic though.
He's a real thing.
Yeah. So it's. But yeah, Lex is a good villain. I've heard a lot of complaints about Lex, and like, though I have one complaint about Lex, and it's him knocking the pencils off the desk twice. Like, I feel like I feel like he's so self-absorbed that he wouldn't like. He doesn't have the give a shit to be petty like that. I think he would just make demands, kill people, do what he's got to do. I don't think he cares enough to make them pick things up more than once. That seemed very Eisenberg Lex for a second,
whiny Lex
compared to all the other things that we get here. Yeah. So, but like Lex, I think Hoult kills it. I think he's a good villain. I think he's great. I think he gets the monologues down really well, and I think that he does a good just hyper self-centered villain in
just
Lex.
A dickhead.
Yeah, and I think it's done really well.
I didn't like this Lex Luthor. I'm gonna
really okay.
I just. Those villains, I mean, for the same reason why Superman's boring to me, those villains are boring to me because now the Joker is different because the Joker is pure chaos. I don't see Lex Luthor as pure chaos.
He's not.
That's President Luthor to you.
That's weird, but all right, fair enough.
He becomes the president.
Yeah. Well, he's not president yet. Well, I mean, I thought he was boring. I thought he was pretty one-dimensional and boring. Like he only cared about killing Superman. That's all he gave a shit about.
Well, that's the thing. He becomes obsessive.
Well, sure, and I get that, but I mean, we need a reason why we're getting there. I don't think the movie gave us enough of a reason why he was obsessed with killing Superman.
It did a lot of that.
I think there's one monologue.
It did a lot of that telling, not showing thing, though. He's right in that regard. But like, so you're half right, Grayson. They tell us exactly why he's like that, and why he wants to kill Superman, but they never showed it. But that's one of the pitfalls of starting the story where they did. We don't get to see this Superman's story. We don't get to see this story's origin. We know Superman's origin, but we don't know the story and the history behind these characters and why they're at where they are when we begin this movie. But they had to do the whole tell, don't show thing, which is not what you want to do. But I do feel like I understood why and what his plans were and his motivations, but I didn't get to see it. I got to be told it. So.
Well, to me, it's boring. I mean, I was bored with Lex on screen. I like Nicholas Hoult. He's a great character actor. For me,
I think Hoult probably did more for that character than the writing did for the character in this.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah, of course. That's one of the things I would love to I love there was a public forum to see the drafts of the scripts going on. I wish there was a way we could possibly know that because I think this movie probably was very different in early stages of development. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like Gunn probably flushed out a couple ideas that probably didn't make the cut. Yeah. And here's a question I want to ask you. Sorry, I mean, do you think there's a much longer version of this?
I don't know about much. I mean, this is what 210 in length.
I don't know about much longer. I think that what they did here was I think Gunn didn't trust anybody else to set this thing up the way he wanted it, so he did it. And I think that this is very much all the things he wanted to pack into this to make sure that the right threads can be grabbed and then ran with by anybody else that comes into this project. I think that's what happened here. I think that if he needed this movie to be 2 hours and 45 minutes, it would have been 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think we got the 2 hour and 10 minute version because this movie was probably 2:30 before cutting some things down. But I think there's not a terribly longer version of this. I think Gunn got exactly what he needed to out of the time that he had.
Okay. I would be interested in a director's cut of this, though, to see what may get knocked out. But yeah, I'd be surprised if there's a significantly longer version of this. It just doesn't seem like it fits the
only because of just what was the fact that. What did you guys think of Ultraman?
So I like the idea of Ultraman but here's the thing, though, it's like the clone of Superman is Superboy. I know that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know that. But, look, it's not unheard of be a clone of Superman out there.
Clone of Superman's also someone else, though.
Sure.
And it fits. I don't know. I don't want to dive into, the weird, super nerdy stuff. But, the fact that Ultraman goes into the black hole means that there could be something else that happens with that villain later on, which is super cool. But like there's a lot of things that could mean. So, but like I think that you're right. The clone of Superman ends up, is Superboy, but there's also, I don't know, it could be Bizarro.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It technically kind of is, but instead it was Ultraman into Bizarro instead of it just being Bizarro out the gate. Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's really cool that, that possibly that Ultraman gets booted into this black hole into wherever he's going to go and could end up like making a new Earth and being Bizarro Man on his weird Earth. I don't know. Like they set some like possible things up that are like really cool that, I think deserves some credit because that's neat. And I think that gives them more things to pull off of. I don't know. I liked him. I didn't like the fact that Lex had to shout out
that was
Street Fighter attacks.
Do you think Lex Luthor just whips ass at fighting video games?
He absolutely understands. Yeah,
100%. He understands mechanics.
Oh yeah,
he's glitched you against the wall when you haven't touched the ground. You've gotten parried straight times.
He knows iframes in and out. He's
got wave cancellation.
Oh, fuck, yeah, dude. Yeah, 100%.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I didn't like him having to shout out weird fucking commands. I would have much rather seen him just in control. But it's boring to see that on screen.
Yeah,
So it's it seems like such a weird thing. Like I'm going to shout this command out. Someone's going to input it, and then this thing's gonna hear it, understand it, and then do it. I don't know. That feels like a weird loop that has some latency there. You know what I mean? So he literally has to be 3 steps ahead at all times, but he's reacting to what he's seeing at the same time too. It's weird. I get what they're doing. He's super fucking smart.
Yep.
So I get it. But I think that could have been done in a different way. But whatever.
Yeah.
Fair. But I have no problem with that being Ultraman. People were talking about how it was going to be Henry Cavill under the hood. There ain't no way. That'd be crazy. Now Grayson mentioned something earlier.
Fucking wild would that have been?
Grayson mentioned something earlier about other other Supermans and stuff. The fact they have a black hole and all that, and the fact that we got weird clone Superman in the middle of space definitely means we can get other Supermans to come back, come through a weird fucking portal and stuff. We have multiverse capability, not that they should, but it's there. They've already put it into movie 1.
That's what I'm saying. It's if Gunn was smart,
we already got boom tubes.
Yeah.
If Gunn was smart, he would consider Cavill coming back and anyone else that played Superman in a show or something, because that Spider-Man movie is well received. He would appease the fans, the Cavill fans. It still feel like they were slighted by not being Cavill is loved as Superman. And it would be a smart move to at least consider it. And you're right, they do have it built into the movie of the rift that opened up in the middle of this. It's there. All you gotta do is put it in the story.
Hear me out. When I mentioned the Injustice storyline a minute ago, and they've already kind of shown it a little bit. Could you imagine Henry Cavill being the Injustice version of Superman that shows up,
the evil,
but
the one that's broken, the one that's broken because he kills his Lois, and just shows up,
his pregnant Lois, by the way.
I know it shows up, just ready to murder everyone for another Lois, something crazy like that. Henry Cavill as evil Superman.
Well, he's already been that. Cavill's already been that. It wasn't that part of the story arc of the.
Not like this.
That was just back from the dead.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah, it's
Also, a lot of that was all garbage too. So
true. If anyone, including you, Grayson, doesn't know what the Injustice storyline is,
check it out.
Dive into that.
I mean, I don't want to get too crazy, but I mean, the one movie we've seen it works very successfully, the Spider-Man. They did it very well. They got to watch some iconic moments.
Are you talking about when in Spider-Man 3 where Peter Parker becomes the bad guy?
Yes, that's what I'm talking. Exactly. 2007. Yeah, exactly what I'm talking about.
I'll murder you.
I'm referencing that
I
film.
Hate that. 2007. I hate everything about that so much.
You're wrong. When they reference that in the Spider-Verse movie, it's fucking hilarious.
I hate it so much.
I didn't. When that sequence plays out on screen, I don't hate it. It's everything else about it that I hate. I don't mind the fall from grace and then the rebounding of the character. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to this I think it's very possible that we do get multiple Supermen. I really hope Gunn doesn't. I'm not saying he needs to. I'm not that guy. It's he needs to do this. I'm just saying if he did it, I wouldn't be surprised because Cavill is missed and the fandom for him is ravenously bitching online about it. So just saying it's an opportunity there to put
a cool never story. Coming back. And if I'm Henry Cavill, I just tell him no.
Well,
I'll take that bet, Roger. I'll take that bet.
I mean, money will talk, but at the same time, I do think that there's a degree of pride that probably Cavill feels with where he, like with what end of the stick he got in this whole thing and why he's not a part of this. Like is only between him and Gunn. But like at the same time, I think Cavill is a huge nerd, and if someone said,
That's true.
Yeah, if someone said, "Hey, you want to be the Superman that loses his Lois," and he might go, "You son of a bitch, I'm in." You know what I mean? Like, because that could be something.
Yeah, that's got greater potential for like cool, interesting characters that he could play. Like that to me, that's way more interesting than Superman. Like Superman as we know him, the one that fell from grace and is killing people. Like that's far
more than killing people, man. Like,
I mean, it's just. I'm just saying, it sounds like an idea that Gunn could
imagine
use
your
for
Earth dictator, Superman, global dictator.
Yeah.
Overall, though, good experience, good movie. Some things that really bothered me personally, but like I'm not gonna fault the movie or I'll fault Gunn as a director for some of the decisions that he made, but I'll also in the same breath admit that he made this is a good movie. This is a fun movie, and I love the version of Superman we get. Even though I feel like he should have been a little bit tougher and a little bit more super. I love the fact that it's bright. I like Corenswet. I like all the casting in this. I think this is a solid film. So
the inclusion of Supergirl in the end. How do you feel about that?
It's fine.
And that's not really. I mean, that's a spoiler, but she comes in for a minute or two and then she's gone.
Brother, I mean, I'd like to know your thoughts on it.
It kind of how I know Superman is he is one of a kind on Earth that was jettisoned on a dying crypto to escape death. And now I know there's just hundreds of them everywhere. So
no. He is one of two survivors.
Oh, is she's the other one? Supergirl's the other one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, how does she get to Earth then? In canon lore, how does she get to Earth?
So she does. Okay, I'm not going to dive in because we don't have time for this.
Okay.
The story that it seems like they're setting up, the fact that she's he's talking about she's partying and getting drunk. There's a very recent comic book run of Supergirl that is extremely good and a huge fan favorite. And if that's the story they're telling, she didn't get to Earth. She escaped with a bunch of Kryptonians and survived for some time separately before they all perished, and she was the only one that gets away from that. And it's a really good story. And if that's what they're telling here, dude, this is wonderful setup for that.
Cool.
Seems like a darker story, which I kind of dig. I dig the darker stuff.
And it would need a solo movie, which is what we're getting. And if they tell that story,
she is getting her own movie.
That's what I mean. It's an interesting story, and it's probably the best one for them to tell for Supergirl.
Well, good. So, I'm glad. That makes me excited for like the future of the DCEU. It's like I just because what's the one thing we say like this movie couldn't afford to suck. It just couldn't.
No, had to be a win.
Yeah,
had to be a win, and it is.
No,
there's a million different things.
If they go with the route of Supergirl that they're kind of playing with here, at least at the end of this, she's going through some shit. She's gone through some shit, and she's still working through it. Is what we're seeing here. So,
did you guys appreciate the? I think we talked about this. Did we not talk about the him with Crypto looking at Earth from the moon or whatever?
No, we talked about
that ourselves.
We talked about that together.
Okay. No, that is the only good Crypto scene in my opinion. So yeah, I like that a lot.
Well, I don't.
It's a choice. It's certainly a choice.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that was meant to because like you have that iconic picture in like magazines and in some movies of a boy and his dog sitting there watching in the wheat field watching the sunset. Like to me, that like was meant to try to capture a boy and his dog looking
I see
like at a beautiful sight. I thought that was a nice touch. Real quick, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, there's a chance that Superman didn't know he'd go to space until that until that fight that happens at the end of the movie, and then he realizes he can go to the moon if he wants to, and that's why he takes Crypto there.
How do you guys feel about his parents? Yeah, it's a big one for me because I mean the other comparable one is Kevin Costner and Lois and Diane Lane is like I really liked their casting and I liked their use in the film, but I actually really liked these people as well. There was a very different kind of parents for Clark. I really dug them. I didn't really expect to.
I think that considering who makes this movie, that this is the most generous version of these characters we're going to get, and I'm happy they were in the film.
The only thing I think these people did great. The only thing I'm kind of surprised on is I'm kind of surprised they're set a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
I expected them to be a little bit younger, which is, here's the thing though, I have no idea how old Clark is supposed to be here.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how old his parents are supposed to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
So, but yeah, like I think these people did great.
Yeah,
and they're fine.
I mean, that was one of the better scenes, and one of the best scenes in the film was him and his dad.
Well,
I was plugging those heartstrings, man. It's just holy cow. But I really dug the farm and I can't leave Crypto because I don't want him to kill the cows, which I really got a kick out of, because like Crypto would have killed the cows, but I just
accidentally.
Could you imagine the horror show that is Crypto just showing up with a cow leg in his mouth that's still bleeding at the other end of it because he ripped it off of a cow, and it's like,
the cow's not even dead.
Yeah, someone's like, where'd you get this? Oh God. Had to go find out.
Oh my God.
I thought it was a nice movie. It was a nice little package. I'm very happy. It's a good summer movie. I'm glad it's doing well. It's a great popcorn movie. I got the popcorn bucket as well.
It's like very popcorn.
It's a Superman. It's like a newspaper dispenser. I thought it's pretty cool, but again, I have kind of a hookup at AMC, so I'm not worried about it. But it's in the cup with Superman on top. You can get one with Crypto, and there's other ones as well. But I'm very happy with this movie. I didn't expect to be. This is one of the ones I was like, it was not on my list for like looking forward to in the summer. It just wasn't on my list. So
yeah,
but I'm thinking now it should have been, because it's rad.
What do you think, Raj?
It's good. Like, that's really it. Like, they need to win. I think they got one. Happy where we're at. It's not a perfect movie. Few things rarely are. I'm overall surprised that it's as good as it is to me, and I'm happy for that. I'd slot this in one of the top 3 or 4 things that we've seen this summer, personally. Yeah. And I have no problem doing that, and that's fine. Glad I can add a good movie to the list.
Yep.
That's,
you know, I could, if we didn't have to watch a certain movie next week, I'd consider seeing this movie again, honestly, just because I'd like to absorb it one more time.
Well, what's stopping you from doing that?
I have like
Life,
other stuff going on. I
you
can't.
have a whole week. You have 7 days. Well, 6 days and 6.5 days to watch it a second time.
Spoken like a man with no kids.
Correct. I don't. But, I understand time. I understand time plan. Like I like planning out my days. Like I get that, but But I think you should. I think you'll really dig it. You guys probably didn't see this in IMAX. You guys probably watched this at Marquee, didn't you?
Can't I watch this on Amazon or something? Or something crazy like that? I might just turn it on or something if I can.
That's an awful way to watch this movie. How dare you? Watch it on the big screen.
Watch it on an iPad.
Ooh, no, my phone. I have Amazon on my phone.
Ridley Scott, you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, thanks, guys, for joining me. I'm glad we all enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was good.
This has been episode 38 of Post Credits Podcast, a show where we are lucky enough to talk about movies with you. If you listen to this episode on an audio-only service, such as Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Podbean, feel free to head over to YouTube and check us out there also. Turn us on while you're doing something in the background while you're working, like I watch movies, and everyone does it. We look forward to seeing you again for I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's a big one for me. I worked on it, so
is Freddie Prinze Jr. going to be on the show?
He said I worked on it.
Oh my lord, he's not on the show, sadly. Freddie Prinze Jr. If you want to come on the episode, you know how to get a hold of us. Thank you very much.
Does he?
Wait, what? Huh?
Damn.
Email the show at GraysonMaxwell1.com. What is it, Chris? What's the email? Post Credit Pod. What's the email for the show? The official email?
Post Credits Pod C.
Potty. Oh, not that awful.
Not
Potty
C. No. That's a whole different thing.
It is.
No. Comment down below if you think Goku would beat Superman in a fight. Spoilers, he would.
Oh God, we doing that shit today?
Yeah, I'm wearing the shirt.
Yeah, no, I see that. Yeah. What else we got? Nothing else? That's it.
That's it.
Game over.
Just cut it, man. Jesus.